Hey y'all, welcome!
How's my big family around the world doing?
If this is your first time here, we're glad to have you.
Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to join the fam.
All right, let's get into it. Imagine a ballistic missile that looks like a bullet, sleek, deadly and forgotten for decades. The United States and its allies thought it was out of commission, completely useless. But then the Yemenis dug it out of the rubble, strapped on a heavy warhead and turned it into a nightmare for the Saudi-Emirati coalition. For the past 10 years, this missile has been wrecking their forces. This beast is kind of like Russia's Iskander missile. It detonates about 16 meters above its target, causing massive destruction. So powerful it could even sink United States warships. It freaked out Trump so much that he had to move United States aircraft carriers out of its range. So, what's the deal with this missile? What makes it such a threat? And how do you stop it? Stick around, we're breaking it all down in this video. Yemen's biggest missile, the Tochka. For decades, under the rule of Ali Abdullah Saleh, Yemen stocked up on ballistic and cruise missiles from the Soviet Union and North Korea. They were meant as deterrents, just sitting in storage. Until now. Among these was the Soviet-made Tochka missile, hundreds of which were stashed away in army warehouses. When the Houthi movement, which Trump labelled a terrorist organisation, took control, they got their hands on these missiles.
The Tochka, or as NATO calls it, the SS-21 Scarab, is a Soviet short-range ballistic missile. Its first real combat use? The 1994 war between Yemen's northern and southern forces. Even though it was designed over 45 years ago, the Houthis managed to bring it back to life with some help from Iranian experts. Now they're using it to launch deadly accurate attacks on the Saudi-Emirati coalition.
Trump was worried the Houthis might target United States aircraft carriers with these Russian-made missiles. And let's be real, those ships wouldn't stand a chance against its warhead. Just one hit could send an aircraft carrier to the bottom of the ocean.
What makes the Tochka so dangerous? One of the scariest things about the Tochka system is its advanced guidance tech. It uses an inertial navigation system, basically, a built-in computer that tracks temperature, speed, altitude, acceleration, and balance.
This lets it stay on course with crazy accuracy. We're talking an error margin of just 60 meters. The first version, Tochka U, was 7.4 meters long, 65 centimeters in diameter, and had a range of 70 kilometers or 120 kilometers with a different warhead. Then came the Tochka B, same size but with a boosted range of 185 kilometers and speeds up to 700 kilometers per hour.
The latest version, Tochka C, built in 1990, got even bigger. 8.6 meters long, 82 centimeters in diameter, and a range of 480 kilometers. These missiles can carry conventional, chemical, or even nuclear warheads.
They go from mobile mode to launch mode in just 16 minutes fire-off, and then return to mobility mode in under a minute. Reload time, 18 minutes. They're carried on six-wheeled amphibious trucks loaded with chemical and radiation protection systems, hitting speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour and traveling 650 kilometers without refueling.
Yemen's arsenal. Missiles that reach deep into Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. The Houthi forces have built up a serious stockpile of ballistic missiles capable of hitting deep into enemy territory. The most important? The Tufan missile, which Yemen unveiled in September 2023. It's their version of Iran's Qadir missile, 16 meters long, 1.5 meters in diameter, powered by a liquid-fueled engine, and with a range between 1,350 kilometers and 1,900 kilometers.
Since it launches from mobile platforms, it's nearly impossible to track or predict where it'll strike. If fired from Yemen's Red Sea border, it could hit Israel's Eilat, over 1,650 kilometers away, in a straight shot.
Then there's the Quds cruise missile, Yemen's answer to Russia's Ki-55. These have been used to strike long-range targets in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Israel. There are multiple versions, from Quds 1 to Quds 4, and the US claims Iran is supplying Yemen with either these missiles or the tech to build them.
Quds missiles have a range of 1,350 to 2,000 kilometers, meaning they can hit deep inside Israel, especially if they fly over Saudi airspace. But what makes these missiles extra dangerous? They fly at super low altitudes, making them ridiculously hard to detect. And that's just scratching the surface.
Yemen's missile game is on a whole new level, and it's reshaping the balance of power in the region. Not even radar can catch this thing. It flies low and quiet, guided by inertia or locked-in GPS systems.
The Houthis' arsenal also includes the Hong 7 missile, the same one they've shown off in military parades. It's got a triple warhead, just like Iran's Quds ballistic missile, which can hit targets up to 2,000 kilometers away. And yeah, that missile traces its roots back to the Hong 7. If the Houthis launch it from secure cave systems near the border, it could easily hit southern and even central Israel.
How the Houthis got their hands on Russian Tochka missiles. So here's the thing. The Houthi militia says they're developing these missiles on their own and building other advanced weapons in-house. But their rivals in the Arab coalition and the US are calling BS. They claim Iran is backing the Houthis, hooking them up with weapons, tech and missile systems.
A confidential UN report backs that up. It says the naval cruise missiles the Houthis fired at Saudi Arabia and Israel were actually designed and built in Iran. And on top of that, there's talk that the Houthis are also getting weapons through illegal smuggling networks, big-time international crime rings that are tough to trace and shut down.
Now about those Tochka missiles. Russia is the only official manufacturer of them, and they're covered under nuclear and ballistic missile reduction treaties. Russia's only sold them to a few countries: India, Syria, Algeria, Yemen, Armenia, Iran, Bulgaria and Kazakhstan.
Even then, the numbers are tight. None of them have more than 25 platforms or 300 missiles total between Tochka-U and Tochka-B models. Belarus and Ukraine had these systems too, back when they were part of the Soviet Union.
North Korea, on the other hand, got a production license for the third-gen version, which they call KN-02. It's likely they've made serious upgrades. New engines, better guidance, stealth tech, the whole deal.
So here's the big question for you. Do you think the Houthi movement is actually going to fire a Tochka missile at a U.S. aircraft carrier? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it.
And hey, don't forget to show some love, like the video, comment your thoughts, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate every single one of y'all tuning in.
This is X News, where we keep it real and give you fair, unfiltered reporting. Catch you in the next video.